and welcome to It's Up to You. I'm Jackie Brown, your host. Are you stuck? Do you not know what to do? Do you feel like you need to move? Do you feel like you want to start a riot? Well, we have the original Riot Starter here today with us, Dr. Taunya Lowe. Dr. Taunya Lowe is the CEO of the Resurgent Group. She is an author. She is an international speaker and trainer. Welcome, Dr. Lowe.
Thank you, Jackie. It's so great to be here today.
It's great to have you here. Tell me, how do you start a riot?
Woo! I'm so glad you asked. You know, being a riot starter is really taking control of your life. It's about going after your dreams, your destiny, that thing that's been placed inside of you that keeps you up at night. And so I often get the question, why do you call it a riot? Have you ever wanted to do something, Jackie, and someone said, why do you want to do that?
Yeah.
Why do you want to leave? You know, I remember when I was leaving government, I worked in government for 10 years, and people would say, why you want to leave your good government job? You know, why do you want to do this? It's not the time. You don't have the money, and they come up with all of these reasons about why you can't. And most of the time, it's coming from people that are the closest to you, and you feel like you're in a riot. All those voices coming at you at one time, and not to mention your limiting beliefs that you feel about your capability of doing it anyway. And so what happens with women is we do nothing. We do absolutely nothing. And I'm saying start the riot anyway for your life, your business, your career, and your legacy. Because being a riot starter is really about planting those seeds for your legacy.
Well, let me ask you this. How did you begin to start your riot? I mean, what motivated you? What made you feel like you could take that next step to do that, even though you heard those people telling you this is not the right time? Why are you doing this? What made you take that step?
You know, Jackie, I always knew that I'd be here.
Okay.
I always knew that I would be here. And so for people who have all that noise coming at them, they've got to turn it off. Before you can do anything, before you can pursue any dream, you have to first believe that you can do it.
Okay, that's good.
Because if you don't believe you can do it, I can promise you, no one is going to come and say, girl, you can do it. You might have a few people, but there are going to be more that are going to say, why? Why are you going to leave the security? Why do you want to take the risk? So you have to believe in your ability. You have to believe that I can do this. And even if I have to do it afraid, I can do this.
Okay, so yeah, I'm glad you said that. So there's two things I want you to touch on.
Yeah.
There is a risk,
Yes.
and being afraid simply means you have to have courage.
Yes.
So can you talk a little bit about the risk factor that you have to take in starting a riot, and then talk about being afraid and having courage to keep going?
Just last week, I taught a class about fear, and a lot of times people think that fear is not supposed to be there. And you know, we have to reconfigure how we think about fear.
Okay.
There are a lot of times I do things, and I tell the story about when I first went snorkeling in all these different places. The first time, the 6th time, the 10th time, I'm always scared. And you know why?
Why?
Because I don't swim.
Okay.
I don't swim,
That's a
Jackie.
good reason.
But I always enjoy it, the benefits. So is there risk? Yeah, I could drown.
That's true.
But I don't think about that. I think about what supports do I have around me? My life jacket, my trusty guide. And I say it's always worth it. I don't want to sit back and say, I was afraid and I didn't try.
Yes.
I don't want to get to be 90 years old and have a list of things that I didn't even try because of fear. And that's the legacy part.
Okay.
That's the legacy part that I talk about. When your children and your family members see you pursuing things despite the odds, then it changes the culture in your home. It changes the culture in your family. It sends the message that I can. And there's beauty on the other side of my fear.
And let me ask you this, because I've taken some risks myself. I've been afraid and I've had to have courage, but my experience has been once I've taken that risk and exercised my courage, I got to the goal that I was trying to accomplish. I felt empowered.
Of course you did.
I felt like I was ready to take that next risk.
Exactly.
And know that I have to have courage to keep moving. So can you expound on that a little bit?
You know, it's like someone who may be on a weight loss program. You lose those first 5-10 pounds, you're like, hey, wait a minute, you know, I can do this.
Yeah.
And you want to keep going, you want to see how much more you can lose, how much farther you can go. And it's the same thing about taking control of your life. Once you make that first step, you know, it may be going back to college and getting your degree. It may be writing a book. It may be standing up for yourself.
Okay.
Whatever it is, once you do it that first time, you feel empowered. You're like, I am woman, hear me roar. And we do have some men Riot Starters as well. But you know, a lot of women resonate. This whole movement resonates with women because we're the ones that will put our life on hold. We're the ones that will keep our dreams stuffed inside of us. And we're the ones who really don't move past those self-limiting beliefs. We don't move past the barriers that we allow people to create for us.
Yeah.
I'm saying start the riot anyway. Start the riot anyway for your life. For your life.
Yeah.
Because one day, you're gonna die.
That's right.
I put a picture up of a cemetery when I have my symposium. And I ask people, how many dreams do you think are buried there? Will your dreams end up there?
Wow.
And it really kind of, it makes the room kind of stop. It makes you stop and think, wow, how many dreams are buried there? Tomorrow's not promised. Will I die with my dream, with my song inside of me?
Yeah.
The time is now
Time is
to
now.
execute.
That's fantastic because there are a lot of dreams still there. We have a lot of walking dead people.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying? We have a lot of people that's already dead that have their dreams inside of them, but they're still walking around.
Yeah.
They're still walking around. They need to wake up. Well, we need to start the riot that's within us. We're gonna come back with more from Dr. Lowe to find out how you can get your riot started and empower other people to start their riots as well. So we'll be back in just a little bit with Dr. Lowe, more with Dr. Lowe. That's fantastic, fantastic. We're back and we're starting a riot here on It's Up to You with Dr. Taunya Lowe. Dr. Lowe, you have a book that's out.
Yes.
And in the book, you talk about starting a riot. We talked a little bit about that before, but we also want to talk about if someone is stuck or if they started the riots, they think they've started changing, and they get stuck in that. They may not have as much courage as they thought they had. What do we do? What do they do?
You know, one of the things that I tell people is when you are starting a riot, whatever that riot is, you need support, you need accountability, and you need a plan. You've got to have a plan. You've got to have a support system around you. And most of the time, it's not going to be the people that you want it to be. So you've got to develop your support team. You've got to develop your gladiator team.
Okay, so now I know that you have a platform that you are able to help people maintain that.
Yes.
Can you talk a little about your platform?
Yes, I'd love to. So we have several things that we do under the Resurgent Group umbrella. We have 4 divisions.
Okay.
Our strategic and operations improvement, training and development, leadership and professional development, and then of course our speaking opportunities. So right now we're in the middle of our Riot Starter No Excuses Masterclass.
Whoa.
It's a 12-week intensive class where we are providing education on how to be a Riot Starter, how to set your vision, how does change happen, how to step out and live a bold lifestyle, all while helping them to develop their plan. And so at the end of 12 weeks, they're going to be different. They're not going to be sitting around saying, I wish, shoulda, woulda, coulda, I wish I could. Through this masterclass, they're getting accountability. They're getting a community of people who are just like them, who have a goal, who have a dream, who have a vision of something they would like to complete.
Cool.
And so that's the masterclass.
Okay.
And then we have the Riot Starter Symposium, which was renamed this year. And the Riot Starter Symposium, it's a day-long event where we bring in various speakers and local thought leaders to help people in their business, their life, and their career, to help them go to that next level. And both of these events are named after my book, Want to Start a Riot, Change, Affirmations, Confirmations, and Prayers, which is my debut book that came out 2 years ago.
And I hear that you're working on book number 2.
I'll tell you that, Jackie.
Oh,
yes.
I read about it. Little birdie.
Yes, I am working on the second book. And the second book are actually those steps to becoming
Wonderful.
a Riot Starter. And so the first book, it's a book to really motivate and inspire people as they're going through that change. I love affirmations. I love reading affirmations on those rough days. You may not be, if you ever tried to call somebody, you're having a bad day, you get the voicemail.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to encourage yourself. And so I do that through affirmations, I do that through music. And so I love to travel and I love to take pictures. And so what I did was I combined my writings with my photography from places, beautiful places around the world, Hawaii, Greece, Rome, and I put them together to be an inspiration to people as they're going through their change.
Okay. And one more little thing I want to talk about. Well, I shouldn't say little thing. It's pretty big for me. I know it's great for you. You're going to be on the cover of a magazine, People You Need to Know magazine. Tell me about that experience.
Oh, yes. So I'm going to grace the cover of the debut Atlanta Women's Speakers magazine. It is a spark plug publication. Okay. And I'm very, very excited about being on this magazine.
Yes, ma'am.
And telling my story and getting people involved in the movement of being a Riot Starter, and actually using that as a platform to go out and share, create other Riot Starters.
Dr. Lowe, how valuable is it for you to start a riot, and what are the consequences of you not starting a riot?
You know, Jackie, that's a great question. Have you ever known someone who hated their job?
Yes.
And they talk about it for years?
Yes.
And someone who might have been in a relationship and they complain about how miserable they are? Okay. Yeah. So what happens when we hate our circumstances, our situations? It eats us up inside. Yeah. We feel like we don't have any choices. We feel like we start believing those limiting beliefs that this is all that's available to me. And we know that there's so much more in this life available to us. I hate to think about where I would be if I didn't take those risks, if I didn't push myself when I didn't feel like pushing myself, when I didn't motivate myself when there was nobody there to pick up the phone. It all starts with the mindset, and that mindset is the mindset is having the desire first,
okay.
And then believing I can do this. Because the consequence is too great not to do it. It's too great not to do it.
Wow. That's just so amazing. I see you all over the place. It's just, this has been fantastic. To find out more about Dr. Lowe and how you can start your own riot, check out my website, JackieBrownProductions.com. All of Dr. Lowe's information there. Thank you so much, and I hope you're blessed.